Okay, welcome. Welcome to my NXT Takeover, I should say. Takeover review. I want to say Takeover Tampa, but technically this is Orlando, and I could just say NXT review, but this was technically a Takeover show. It was actually the first show I watched tonight, okay? Usually I probably would have went with AEW, but since this is a Takeover show, it's best to go with NXT tonight. Since, they've kind of hyped it for the past 2 weeks, it's been takeover shows and whatnot. But there's a lot to say about this show. It's not a lot of matches, but there's going to be a match that's going to be a lot to say when it comes to takeover tonight. And, given it right now, since it was, maybe 2 matches that I would say that was takeover matches, there's some things to say about it. Because we did kick off the show with the ladder match, a 6-way women's ladder match between Io Shirai, Tegan Nox, Chelsea Green, Dakota Kai, who else? Candice LeRae, and Mia Yim. One thing I do want to say, though, before we get into this match, Mauro Ranallo was back on commentary. Thank God, that's a big upgrade. He was only doing this by himself tonight, by the way, also. So it was only just Mauro Ranallo. I know that because I thought they they probably would have at least put him back with, I don't know, McGuinness or maybe Beth Phoenix. I know it was recorded with him, but thank God they put Ranallo back on here for this takeover show. I didn't mind Tom Phillips last week, but whoever in their right mind really thought it was a good idea to put Sam Roberts on there is fucking stupid. He was horrible. Sam Roberts sounded like shit last week, okay? And I hope to God they never put him back on commentary again. Listen, it's already one thing when they put him on the pre-show. I don't know how much ass he had to kiss to get to where he is or what he did to get to that spot, but man, did he sound horrible on commentary last week. So thank God Mauro Ranallo was back on. I know a lot of people say a lot about Mauro too, but I'll take him over Sam Roberts, okay? Because Jesus Christ, Roberts sucked ass last week. He was horrible. Tom Phillips had to carry that whole show last week. But good thing Mauro Ranallo's back on commentary. But like I said, 6-way women's ladders match. Of course, Chelsea Green had Robbie E with him, or Robert Stone. I'm still calling him Robbie E for a reason. And Dakota Kai had Raquel Gonzalez with her. This match was good. One thing I know this is going to be the thing that takes away from about this match. It is the commercials. That was a couple strange spots where they had in this match, because every time some big spot probably happened a couple times, it always was a commercial being involved, okay? Because there were, like I said, the ladder being involved. Io Shirai, probably one of the best things out of this match, actually jumping onto the ladder or onto pretty much Mia Yim to take her down with the ladder was pretty good. Of course, throughout this match, pretty much saw women pretty much knock each other, kept coming back and forth, knocking each other. Raquel Gonzalez got involved to help Dakota Kai, pretty much taking out everybody. And then, Robbie E pretty much trying to check on Chelsea Green and everything that was on the ground. But as pretty much Gonzalez started taking everybody out, there was a table set up. And Mia Yim pretty much went for Gonzalez then, who tried to powerbomb her down to the, down to the rope, down to the table, but she couldn't get her down. So Tegan Nox came in and chokeslammed Raquel Gonzalez onto the table. Now, this was kind of strange because the camera cut away real fast that you couldn't even see her go through the table. Now, what it looked like was Mia Yim hit more of the table, and Gonzalez may have hit the ground real hard. So they moved the camera very fast that you never saw the table spot all the way. And I know this is edited and everything too, but they moved that table spot real fast, okay? They moved it very fast that you couldn't even see it all the way. And then pretty much right after, Dakota Kai ended up knocking Tegan Nox off the top rope onto a ladder, breaking it in half. That was pretty good. But that table spot looked kind of odd, though, just because I saw it, but you just saw how they cut fast away from it then. But, Io Shirai, Candice LeRae, and Dakota Kai started brawling with each other. Chelsea Green, which I felt barely did anything in this match, was climbing the ladder with Robbie E, who probably got more mic time, and even you saw him more in the match than you saw Chelsea Green, okay, as they both tried to climb up the ladder to get the briefcase. But Io Shirai and Candice LeRae pretty much came in, knocked the ladder down. Excuse me, Io Shirai and pretty much Candice LeRae started brawling in. They were on the ladder, pretty much on the ladder to trying to get up the ladder, but I think I missed one thing. I mean, the ladder was set up. I think I remember Io Shirai jumping on the ladder, knocking away, maybe it was knocking away Dakota Kai. I'm trying to remember that whole part, but I know it was between her and Candice LeRae that pretty much started brawling on the ladder, trying to get to the briefcase. But Io Shirai ended up breaking her eyes and knocking her off the ladder, so she could grab the briefcase. So Io Shirai, the person who I wanted to win anyways, that was my pick of winning this ladder match, will get a future title shot for the NXT Women's Championship. Now, we all know that's against Charlotte, and I know a lot of people look at this as a positive negative. On one hand, you're going to see a fantastic match from Io Shirai and Charlotte. That's going to be great. I'm looking forward to that. The bad news is, 9 times out of 10, Io Shirai is going to lose to Charlotte, okay? That's the bad part. Now, I would have thought someone else could have won because I know they want to keep that whole heel versus face thing, but you might as well just call Io Shirai face at this point because people like her anyways. I don't know when that match will be. Most likely it'll sometime in a later date. The ladder match was really good, though. I didn't mind it. I know it was supposed to be a takeover match, but going through 2 commercial breaks did not really help because it does, kill the flow of the match. And trust me, we're going to get into a lot of commercials later on. But, like I said, good ladder match. I'm looking forward to seeing Io Shirai and Charlotte. But I figure figure out who's really going to win this match. We then went to Finn Balor. I guess I forgot about his whole feud with Walter. But they kind of went back about a month ago when Imperium jumped him on NXT. And then they went to Finn Balor at the NXT UK show, which he attacked Walter and Imperium. But then he had a match later on with Alexander Wolf, which I'm kind of glad they played it. Listen, I don't really watch the UK show, so I forgot Balor was even over there at the UK show, okay? I did not know he was even there at the time. I forgot about it, so I'm kind of glad they played that footage because I don't really watch the UK show. So this kind of helped out a lot. But they did play some of the match that happened during that time, and Balor ended up winning, beating Alexander Wolf. Of course, coup de grace. Was it the Bloody Sunday or whatever you want to call it? I feel like I've dropped something on the ground, but like I said, Balor winning, and then they went to him in some room cutting a promo about Walter, pretty much how, the creative forces, or they have creative control in their own worlds. But Balor pretty much talked about, getting, he's going after the title, and it's only going to be borrowed time. So whenever that match is going to happen, I don't know when that match will happen, but that match is going to happen sometime, somewhere, in some type of fashion. It will be Walter versus Finn Balor for the NXT UK Championship, because I'm glad they played this because I forgot about this feud. I really did, and I'm sure that would have been on this TakeOver card. If everything didn't start going bad right now, that probably would have been on the TakeOver card. Man, I really lost something right now, but I'm trying not to keep looking for it. But, like I said, good promo from Balor. Next, though, other than them playing a Killer Cross promo, and of course the Luchador Ninjas kidnapping people, we then went to Malcolm Bivens, aka, or I should say formerly known as Stokely Hathaway, which I don't know what type of music he was coming out to, but he had whatever song he had coming out, I swear they had Future made his theme song for some reason. I was kind of listening for a second, but then I was like, nah, Future costs too much money for WWE to pay. Well, they probably could pay him, but then again, they don't want to pay music rights. But I was kind of listening to his theme song. I'm like, is that a bad song they gave Bivens? But his new team came out, Indus Shear, Rinku, and Sarav. They went against Everrise, okay? I don't know what type of team. I don't even remember these guys, but I did like when Ronaldo called, he said it was Malcolm in the middle, because, the Indus Shear guys and Bivens was in the middle, so I kind of thought that joke was pretty funny, though. There it is. But like I say, made a joke about them. Listen, I call these guys discount AOP. I'm surprised this wasn't a squash match. It was okay. I don't know who these guys really are. I guess they're still kind of green, but it's still like they came off as discount AOP. That's what I'm kind of looking at them as right now. And I'm surprised this match even had nearly 5 minutes out there. I thought it would have at least went maybe a couple seconds or maybe a minute just to prove how dominant these guys are. But I don't know, man. They look like a discount AOP, and I don't know, man. AOP look like two giant guys that could probably kill you. These guys, they look intimidating, but I don't know. Don't know if I'm digging it all the way. I guess give it time, but maybe halfway. Stokely, or I'm sorry, Michael Bivens, whatever we're calling this guy right now, can probably get this over. Malcolm Bivens, I should say. But I don't know. I don't know where he's going with these two guys, but they just look like a wannabe AOP. That's what they honestly look like to me. So you got that little match. They also announced the NXT Cruiserweight title with a tournament for an interim champion since Jordan Devlin, I guess he's still the champion, but due to the whole corona thing going on right now, nobody can't really travel anywhere. So I guess I don't know why they need to do a tournament, okay? You already got a Cruiserweight champion. I would say wait till this blows over. There's no telling when that's going to happen, but I don't know. Something about that's kind of strange of doing a tournament. All right, we just don't even need to do it. Just don't use the Cruiserweight champion right now. So I don't know why they even need to do a tournament. What are we gonna do? The real champion versus the fake champion thing in time? I don't understand the meaning for this tournament. Okay, I don't get that. That's kind of strange. All right, we know the guy can't make it due to what's going on right now. He can't go anywhere. So we're going to have another Cruiserweight tournament for a champion, interim champion. It's like they have to have this belt on their show. Listen, I don't watch 205 Live, so maybe that's why they need it for that. I don't know. That's kind of strange if you ask me. They played Charlotte's interview. Of course, they played this on Raw with her promo after she won the NXT Women's title. And then they went to Ripley, who was pretty much sad backstage, pretty much saying, Flair was a lot better than she expected, and she said, well, I guess she's going to go back to the drawing board or whatnot. But then we get to the main event of this show. Well, this is the rest of the show, I should say, too. All right, this is going to be the rest of what's going on NXT tonight. So, Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, in an empty arena match, which I'm sure... Excuse me. Jesus. But yeah, as I said though, Gargano, Ciampa, an empty arena match, like I said, which is most likely near the Performance Center anyways, but in this unknown location, which took up the rest of the show. Okay, and this was at the top of the hour. Okay, this is literally right at the second hour mark of this show. So, I guess whatever building they're at in this unknown location, they show Gargano arriving with Candice LeRae, which Candice LeRae gave Gargano something in his hand that was all wrapped up. Remember that later in the match, but she gave him something before he entered the building. Gargano came in. Ciampa was there. Triple H was sitting in the corner. For some reason, he looked like Raven. I don't know why, but Triple H was there, and he says, listen, this is the match. 2 of you enter. Only 1 of you leave, but this ends tonight. Basically, this is the final match you will see from Gargano and Ciampa in NXT. So, we're all going to leave it here. No more after this. You two will go against each other. You two will fight. You two will do what you got to do. But it ends tonight. It ends here and it's over. Okay? So pretty much Triple H left the chair in the ring. He said all the rules. He said what was going to go down. You have a referee. You have a cameraman, and there you go. Now, I do want to say one thing. This entire match was shot like in a cinematic mode. So you saw multiple camera shots, almost like watching a movie, okay? Now, I've seen enough cinematic stuff from WWE this week anyways, from a Boneyard match and to whatever that Firefly Funhouse thing was, but this was still treated like a match. Because at first, like, okay, cinematic mode, how crazy were you going to get with this time? But they were in this ring. Because, listen, there's going to be a lot to say. Because the minute they started brawling with each other, it went to commercial. And I want to say this about there's going to be a lot of commercials. And I mean a lot of commercials where this gets very, very annoying. I think I may have counted 6, probably 7 commercials throughout this entire match, because they end up brawling with each other. Ciampa was getting the upper hand. Of course, there's a lot of cursing they had to bleep out from both guys. Gargano pretty much was getting the upper hand on him then as they brawled, going outside to the ring post. Ciampa trying to get up. Gargano pretty much talking a whole bunch of Ciampa, saying, let's talk about that torn ACL you had. And Ciampa pretty much, got out of it and pretty much knocked Gargano into the ring post, and next there was a table right there. Gargano still in the ring, ended up hitting a suicide dive on Ciampa to the outside of the ring, even doing his pat on the back thing, kind of mocking that in a way. And then next thing you know, there was some weapons out there, like it was like trash containers, trash lids. They started hitting each other with it. Gargano was getting the upper hand on them, pretty much taking the can. The lid, and pretty much hitting Ciampa with it, saying like he's the, you want to call yourself the new heart and soul of NXT, that you're not. And he hit Ciampa with the trash can lid some more, and talked about, look at you, man. You had to go. You just had to hurt your knee. Look at you. You tore your ACL, all your little neck surgeries and stuff. Look at you now. Look at you. And then pretty much he had a chair, and he hit him in the back. And everything, and we set his head on the chair and stuff, and I think he took the can and ran into his head with it too. Once again, more commercials, by the way. But Ciampa pretty much start coming back then, and hit him with the can again. He with the trash can lid. Pretty much Ciampa started beating up Gargano, taking a chair, putting it in his neck, and pretty much threw into the ring post. He pretty much had his crutch then he pulled out of a can somewhere, and he started choking Gargano with it, beating him up some more. He says, "This is what you want, Johnny. This is what you want. This is what you want." And as he kept beating him, Gargano got a fire extinguisher. He started spraying it in Ciampa's face. I don't know where he got it. Gargano tried to get some water to clear his face, but Ciampa got some water, tried to get some water to clear his face, but Gargano kept the assault on him. Ciampa was almost put through a table, but he was able to break out of it, and he ended up powerbombing Gargano through the table then. And then he cut the wires to the ring, just on the side of the ring post, cutting it off and trying to expose the floorboard then under the ring, which the referee pretty much says, "You don't got to do this, man. You guys are friends. You don't have to do this, man. He's got a family." What is with these referees? And I saw this during, I'm trying not to go back to the match from WrestleMania with Orton and Edge, but what is with these referees saying, "You don't have to do this, man. He's got a family, man. Don't do this, man. You're better than this, man." Dude, it's an unsanctioned match, and I've been beating the hell out of this guy for a month, and I got this much beef. I don't need you trying to tell me I got to stop from kicking somebody's ass, okay? I don't know what's with these referees trying to be peacemaker half the time. But Ciampa pretty much hit Gargano with a running knee in. Gargano's trying to leave, and he walks out the door, and Ciampa says, "We finish it here. Not out there, and here." Gargano ended up getting I guess one of the crates. I felt this was edited. And, well, then again, this whole match is edited. But, he takes the big crate and he runs it into Ciampa. And I guess he was going to slam it into Ciampa, on the semi-truck. But, Ciampa went under the truck and he started climbing the truck then. He said, "You're in my world. Come on, up here, okay?" And Gargano he ended up climbing up the truck, and then they have a big overhead view of where they're standing, and they start brawling on top of the truck then. Gargano pretty much put him into Gargano's escape on the edge of the truck. Ciampa pretty much got out of there, and then he hit him with some super kicks then right after that. And then they went to commercial again. Like I said, so many commercials, which somehow they went to commercial when they were brawling on the truck, and then when they come back from commercial, they casually walked off the truck and walked back into the building. So it's not like they threw each other off the truck or anything. I'm wondering, like, how they get down so fast? Because the minute they came back from the commercial, Gargano casually walks into the building. Ciampa casually walks into the building. The referee casually walks inside of the building. Like, just walk in. Just walk in. Hey, we can fight on top of the damn truck, which looks cool, but hey, we get off the truck easily. Back to the building. So they get back into the building because Gargano went in first. Ciampa goes in. Gargano jumped off of whatever ledge it was, and they both go through a table on some water bottles, and Gargano got Ciampa back near into the ring, and tried to hit him on the exposed part of it. And Gargano kept stepping on him then on the wooden part of the ring. And they went to the top rope. They went to the top rope and fought. And Ciampa ended up hitting a big air raid crash to the floor, which my friend Steven even told me tonight. He thought it was a table out there, but these guys hit the ground. It probably was edited, of course, but, they hit the ground. Hit the ground real hard. Okay? So they hit the ground then, right? They hit the ground. Big air raid crash. And next thing you know, Ciampa got him inside the ring. And then there was a pinfall. There was a pinfall in this match. I thought this was some last man standing. I thought this was a quit match. Especially if it's going like 2 of you enter, 1 man leaves. I thought it was just basically, I have to beat you so bad until you can't get up. So basically, a last man standing match. That's how I would look at it. I was like, all this time, what are we like, 20, 30 something minutes into the match? Finally see a pinfall. Did not even know this match could be won by pinfall. And whatever this match was, this empty arena match, folks, there was going to be a pinfall. But pretty much right after, Ciampa had his crutch again. Gargano hit him in his knee. Hit him with a trash can lid. What else? He put him in the Gargano's escape. But, he kept hitting Ciampa again with the lid, trash can lid again. And then he took the crutch. And he started hitting Ciampa with it. And pretty much he kept kind of setting up Ciampa to sitting him up a few times here and there, and pretty much Gargano started yelling at him, where he like held his, put the crutch like up to his neck. Yeah, he put up to his neck like this, and he says, "You're a failure's man, failure's a husband, failure's a father, failure through several things." So pretty much right after, I don't know, Gargano pretty much was gonna hit Ciampa in the head with the crutch, but Ciampa ended up dodging it because Gargano kept calling him a monster. He was going to destroy this monster. But Ciampa somehow just hulked up then, or just leveled up, or went into some rage mode. Took the crutch, started beating Gargano with it several times. Just beating him. Calls him a piece of shit. And then, where do we go? Commercial. You know what's funny? This is what I noticed throughout this match. They come on TV, right? We go 3 minutes into the match. You can go 3 minutes into the match, but you need 6 minutes of a commercial. So it's like, match goes on for a few minutes, 6 minutes of commercial, come back on TV, maybe get 4 minutes on TV brawling, another 6-7 minutes of commercials, okay? So after he beat him with the crutch, next thing you know, they both have the pieces of the crutch. They both ended up, they start brawling with the crutches, and they end up, like I said, they hit each other at the same time. It's like a double knockout then. And, Ciampa crawls to Gargano, tries to somewhat help him up, getting ready to do something else. Candice LeRae ends up coming into the building. And she says she's sick of this. She says, "What are you all fighting for?" She looks surprised. "You turn I hate my husband." And then next thing you know, "I'll end it for you." She kicks Gargano in the nuts then. And then Ciampa looked like he showed remorse, just crawling at Gargano, pretty much trying to grab him or something, looking at him, trying to help him up, like he showed remorse. But then next thing you know, Candice LeRae comes back, kicks Ciampa in the nuts, and looks like it was all a ruse, all part of somewhat Gargano's master plan. He was wearing a cup the whole time. So you go all the way back to the beginning when Gargano got out of the truck, out of the whatever car they were in, or SUV or whatnot. Remember what Candice handed him? It was a cup. So I'll admit, that was a good swerve. They fooled me on that one. That was actually a clever thing. Because I was wondering, like, did she just turn heel? Which I say she couldn't be heel, but now I guess she really is a heel because she helped Gargano turn on Ciampa. So, basically it was a trap. Ciampa got kicked in the nuts. Gargano laughed. He hit the fairy tale ending on him onto the boards. He got the pinfall and won the match. So, Johnny Gargano won this empty arena-like match. And, he won this somewhat empty arena match and everything. So, there you go. And pretty much, Candice was helping Gargano outside. Pretty much back out to the car where they went away. But notice a black car was sitting there when they left. Notice there was a black car and there was two people in there. When Gargano and Ciampa were escaping, Gargano and Candice were escaping, because like I said, Gargano ended up getting the pinfall over Ciampa. You know, one thing I think I forgot to mention was when the ref got murdered for almost 10 minutes out the entire match, because I think he got hit by Gargano and then Ciampa hit him outside the ring. I don't know if it was the crutch or a dive or something, but it's kind of funny. As soon as he hits the fairy tale ending on him, the referee magically gets up and then gets the pinfall, or, counts 1, 2, 3 for Gargano to win this entire match. So, the referee finally gets up and, he ends up checking on Ciampa. But when Gargano and Candice LeRae drove away, notice who was sitting in that car right there. And I'm sure everybody caught this tonight. Killer Kross and most likely Scarlett Bordeaux was sitting there. Just go back, pause your TV, go back and look at the clip. When you see Gargano and Candice walking past by and you see that black car, I thought it would have been Triple H waiting in the car, waiting for this to be over and everything. But, it ended up being two people. So it's very interesting that most likely Killer Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux was sitting there waiting for waiting for this to end. Because if you remember, like a week or two before, you saw the Killer Kross promo during this whole Gargano and Ciampa thing anyways, before they even set up the match. But notice who was sitting right there. Okay? Now, there's a lot to say about this whole thing, which took up the entire hour. A lot, okay? Number one, too many commercial breaks. Way too many commercial breaks. Like 8 commercial breaks. That killed a lot of flow of the match. Number two, this whole thing needed to be on the network, okay? If they were building this like a takeover show, and I know they had it for like 2 weeks and had commercials for NXT Takeover on USA. This was technically a takeover show. If I knew it was going to be this many commercial breaks, and especially if this is going to take the entire hour of the show, the total time for this was 48 minutes, okay? Y'all might as well put this on the network or paid USA, the USA Network some more money, because there were more commercials in the match itself. Y'all might as well make this a commercial-free, limited commercials or something, or just say the whole thing was going to be commercial-free, because there was no commentary throughout this entire match. You could have just made it a commercial-free. Now, do I think this went on too long? In a way, yes, and I thought it was great and everything. Now, I could go and compare it to the whole Last Man Standing with Edge and Orton, which that was another thing that went on a long time, too, which took forever. And that was 36 minutes. This was 48 minutes, if you want to count. Like I said, this was 48 minutes, but due to more commercials, that killed a lot of flow of the match at the same time also, because they had to go to so many freaking commercials throughout this whole thing, okay? And like I said, I enjoyed it, but it just went on forever. And to be honest, if they want to do this whole takeover thing, y'all could have put the whole takeover show on Friday. It could have been, then again, they had to play SmackDown on Friday, so that would have been a problem then, since SmackDown's on Friday. Because if he's going to have WrestleMania for 2 nights in a row for Saturday and Sunday, we might as well have played TakeOver on Friday and everything. But then I remembered SmackDown's on Friday, so they can't do that. But this should have just been on the WWE Network. It really should have, because, come on, man, them commercials just got annoying and annoying and annoying. And given to what I saw here, I guess this was the final time you see Gargano and Ciampa fight each other in NXT. Did it really feel like a final match to y'all or anything? Or just, I don't know, what did y'all really think of this? Because I'm not saying it's going to be another match between them, but since, Candice LeRae, which is kind of good, she turned heel also, because I feel like Candice LeRae's been lost in the shuffle for so long. She has had nothing going on for her, so she needed to turn heel, if you ask me, because she's just kind of like a bland face right now. And I like Candice LeRae, but she's not really doing anything right now, so I'm kind of glad she's a little bit more involved in this. Now, do I think it could be Gargano and Candice going against Scarlett and Killer Cross next? Could be. I'm just, speculating right now, but could be. But, dude, I feel like this was the final time with Ciampa and Gargano, or did this feel like it was setting up for something else since, Candice got involved? It could have been another match if it wanted to be. Now, I'm sure some people are going to say this would have worked better with the crowd. Yes, it did. It could have. It really could have, because this just went way too long. I understand why it went long, but I didn't think this was going to be the entire hour of the show. I thought this whole empty arena match would have started maybe about 8:30, maybe 8:25. This whole thing could have started. I'm like, wait, we're at the top of the hour and we're doing this? And I thought this should have been limited commercial. We went through 8 commercial breaks, okay? 8 commercial breaks throughout this entire match. So it just went on a long time, okay? A long time. And don't get me wrong, it dragged a couple times here and there. I don't think it's as bad. It's not as bad as the Edge Norton one, because that just really dragged on, and just, I'm sure a lot of people are going to say a lot of grunting, a lot of moaning, just multiple grunts and stuff. So a lot of empty arena matches. But, I said something about the whole cinematic thing earlier. A lot of people said mostly shot like a movie and stuff. And listen, we've seen enough things shot like movies since, WrestleMania a few days ago. Like, this was more at least a fight, a brawl in a way, even though it was still a match. At least it was in a wrestling ring and whatnot. And it's like I said about the whole Undertaker and AJ Styles. They look a little ridiculous sometimes. Yeah, especially when it gets to the teleporting part. But this kind of fits like Undertaker's alley, even though he was, the biker taker this time. But at least those guys fought, and they had a reason to fight, and you understand why there was a brawl. The Firefly Funhouse thing was just, you need to be on an acid nostalgia trip for John Cena, because I can't even tell you if that was really a match or not. At least Taker and AJ fought each other, and at least Gargano and Ciampa fought each other in this whole little cinematic type of thing. And I'm sure people gonna, the whole, Lucha Underground, or, maybe Ultimate Deletion type of concept is gonna be played into this. So I'm sure people are gonna compare it to that. But I enjoyed this Gargano Ciampa thing. I guess the final time we see these two, even though I think I've seen better matches than what I saw tonight, but at least they, were dressed ready to fight, ready to kill each other, which they had some welts on each other before this was over. But the commercials just killed this entire thing. It really did. I think, like I said, I decided to watch NXT first because it was TakeOver. I enjoyed the ladder match, and I got my prediction right on Io Shirai winning. That was good. Whatever Malcolm Bivens' new group is, I don't really care right now, so I don't have a lot to say about them. The Balor stuff was okay. I don't know why they have another Cruiserweight tournament. The Gargano and Ciampa thing, you have to take whatever you can get from this. Personally, I was sick of this feud anyways. I didn't really see any other way to continue it. All they really did was put it in reverse. That, Gargano's the new Ciampa and Ciampa's the new Gargano. So you switch the roles in reverse now this time. I was past this feud at this point, and I just wanted to move on from it. I didn't really want to go back to this feud anyways. I'm sure a lot of people just sick of Gargano and Ciampa going against each other. Except now it's just the roles are in reverse this time, okay? I get the match in having last year TakeOver, and they have to have it now. So at least it did look legit and good sometimes, but it just brawled for a long time, and the commercial breaks just killed it. This should have just been on the WWE Network, or at least build this TakeOver on the network or some day. I don't know what day they could have put it, but it could have not been on USA Network, all right? You could have just paid them more money to go commercial free. Too many commercials, like I said before, 3 minutes in the show, but you got 6-minute commercials going on at the same time, too. But like I said, I enjoyed some of this for what it was with Gargano and Ciampa, all right? And I thought the cup thing was a little bit clever, though. But overall, though, that's my review of this NXT or NXT Takeover Tampa or whatever review you want to call it, but I am calling it NXT Takeover for a reason, though, because that is what they build it as, NXT Takeover. So, yeah, what do you think about this whole Gargano-Ciampa brawl fight thing in this empty arena or the ladder match itself or anything else that had anything to do with NXT tonight, okay? What do you think about that? But other than that, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think about this Takeover-like show. Follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. I don't know, it's a lot you could say, especially going to cinematic mode of the whole Gargano and Ciampa feud going on in that. So, other than that, I'm done with this review. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. And, no, since I said it's a tournament next week, I guess it's more NXT content, because I don't know how much content NXT was really about to have until, after this whole takeover. I wonder how much they had left on there. But like I said, comment, subscribe, tell me what you think about this show. Follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. Like this video and like any other video that's online right now. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.